Hello, everybody. It's been a couple months since I did a video. This one is going to be a short video. It's actually about a homicide investigation that I was involved in the late '90s, probably about maybe '96 or actually around '98. And the reason I'm doing this video is because if you watch my videos, you know that I drive Uber and Lyft, um, and so I hear a lot of conversations when I'm driving these people around. And I heard a conversation last week. Yeah, last week they was talking about one of their family members had a stroke, and there obviously was not much of a bond between the passengers and their family that was the victim of a stroke, because it really disappointed me in mankind, the stuff that they were saying. And Banway, it reminded me of this case that I'm getting ready to tell you about that happened probably about '98. And we investigated a homicide on Lancaster Street, which is in the South area, South District, South Bureau of City of North Charleston. And the victim was, I think he was 63 years old, and he was living in just a bad area of town, a bad apartment. I mean, it was just a seedy looking area, the whole area that he was in. And he was hanging out with prostitutes and some drug dealers. We call them dope boys. But they colluded with each other to rob him. So they broke into his house late, I think around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and they robbed. It turned out they ended up getting like $17, but the prostitute and these two guys went in, and the two guys beat him to death. One with a hammer, and I think one with an iron. And this guy lost his life for 17 freaking dollars. And we had to find out who his relatives are. The coroner's job is really to find out the next of kin, but we interviewed them, find out who this guy was, why he was living in this area that he was living in. Come to find out, probably about 6 or 8 months prior to him moving down this place, he was a prominent citizen of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. He retired from the Air Force, also retired as the postmaster for I don't know if it was the Mount Pleasant post office, but one of them, and had a pretty good retirement. Lived in a beautiful house. I think that was like $400,000 in 1997. 400,000 is probably about seven or 800,000 now. And he had the stroke. Kind of recovered from the stroke, and but it changed his personality. He did a 180. He quit hanging around with um, you know the upper middle class people in his area, and the people that he had worked with and stuff like that, and he just started hanging around with the negative, the just in a bad environment, and he got killed because of it. So, like I said, the reason that I'm even doing this video, because hearing people talk about one of their relatives that just had a stroke, it was you know there was no family bond, and just complete love for their family that they were talking about, their family member, and it just reminded me of this. So I mean, just keep in mind, some your family, um, something happened. They could have a medical issue, and just be there for them, support them, and don't judge them on how they act after the recovery. Just think about how they was prior to it. The brain is a very sensitive thing, and when your brain loses blood supply, yeah, it's going to change your personality. Very good chance of it changing your personality. Not all the time, but anyway, just be easy on your family members when this happens. And I'll try to think of one of my experience from the past, and do another video maybe this week. I got a little lazy, to be honest with you, and so Uh, we'll see you next time.